Okay, welcome to our final and bonus lesson. In this final and bonus lesson, we're going to have a look at the animation template here. Okay, the one that we explored earlier on was the camera movement, which was these. Okay, so now we're going to look at the animation. Okay, but before we do that, I don't want us to use this scene. I want us to create a new scene. So we're going to go here to the menu, File, File, and say New Project. We're going to save our project, and we're going to create a new D5 project. Okay, so now that we have this new D5 project, let's go to Assets, and let's go to Model, and we're just going to create some basic model on in our scene. So we're creating that, a plane. So we've got a plane. Let's change the size to make it quite big. Okay, so we've got this plane there, and then let's drop some cubes. We're dropping some cubes in our scene. Okay, and maybe some cylinders. Okay, should we give it some color? We can just select the eye picker tool, pick the box, and then change the color, maybe to red or whatever. We can do the same thing to this one. We can give it a different color. Okay, we can do that. We basically just having fun. Okay. Okay. And let's copy these colors by clicking on the color by using the material picker, going on the top of our inspector here and click on duplicate, and we can basically duplicate that color to something else. Okay, material picker, let's pick the red, duplicate it. Remember, our D5 exterior course has a lot that you can learn. It will be nice for you to have a look at that. Okay, so let's say we've got these objects in our scene and we want to animate it. Imagine we are a product designer, we're doing some sort of an advert about these cubes and these cylinders. And so we go to the video, then we go to animation. We want this cube to drop from the sky. Okay, so we click on drop, click on this cube and say done. If I play, you can see my cube coming down. I mean, look at that. Okay, let's try another thing. We can also select more objects. So I click on it and I'm going to select multiple objects. So let's go back again there, and then I'm going to select multiple cubes. Select that, control to select the other one. You can see that I'm selecting multiple other cubes and I say done. Now you can see that it has created another clip for me. So the first one was this move, look at it, and then the second one will be these ones coming down. Okay, look at that. And the nice thing is that even if I click on that, I can edit that. I can change the way the distance at the moment is coming from 10 meters up. I can change that to maybe 5 meters. Okay, I can change the distance. I can change the simulation, how I want it to simulate. Okay, simultaneously, how I want the thing to come. Okay, look at that. They are all coming at the same time simultaneously. Sorry about that. And I can also change it that is cascading, you know, sequential, one after the other. Look at that. This one comes first, second, like that, you know. It's quite beautiful. Okay, let's explore another thing. Let's say we want to implode, or let's say explode all of this. Okay, so we're going to go explode, click on explode, and I am going to select all my cube and my cylinders, and I'll say done. And if I play it, look at that. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. That is so nice. So I want you to imagine, as a student, I want you to imagine from just really understanding just basic of this, what we can do with your architectural models. Okay. So let's look at the final thing before we explore architectural models. So look at how we explore this, but we're going to bring it back. Okay. So implode, we're going to select everything again. And then we're going to say done. And I can drag this one to here so that when this finish, the next one comes. So let's see. Okay, we're exploding. Come back. Wow, this is nice. Look at that. For me, I think this is really exciting things that we can do in D5. So before we end this D5 render course, I also want to show you what we could do if we had an architectural model. Okay, so let's start a new file. New, we are not going to save this, and we're going to go to Revit, and in Revit we are going to bring the model that we were using for our course, but we're going to bring it in a different way. So we've opened our new D5 file. We are going to go to Revit, and then in Revit you can basically plan what you're trying to do. So I am going to split this into, let's say, for example, roof, walls, windows, okay, and then the landscape. Okay, so I'm going to select my roof, right click, and I can say select all instance in project, so it will select all the roof. I can go to D5 render, type here, then I go to separated, then I say export selected family instance. Okay, then I'll give it a name, roof. Okay, then I'll select the roof member here. I'll again right click, select instant in project. It's not selecting. I think in terms of the modeling, maybe the instance were not the same, but it's fine. You can press Control to select. Okay, maybe, yeah, let's leave the pergola. I'll go to D5 render again, separated, and then I'll call it let's say trusses. Okay, then I'll select the wall, one wall, right click, select all instance in the entire project, so it's selected all the walls in the project. Okay, D5 render again, export selected, instant family, walls. But it is so important. We've made a mistake. Let's do it again. Let's go to selected. We need to make sure that we are using the surveying point. So switch that on, switch the consistent colors and all this on. It's very, very important. Okay, so let's do the walls again. We are overriding the walls. Actually, let's look at the roof again to make sure that we switch on the survey. Okay, it's very important. You understand why that is important as we go into D5. Okay, so we're doing the roof again, and then we're going to do the trusses again. Okay, make sure you turn them on. Trusses, override. Okay, then let's do these steel members, maybe with the pergola, like that. Let's go back and export it again. Make sure that it's on. Okay, pergola. Let's send it. Okay. Let's do the doors and the windows. Okay. Again, you can select by instance as well. Switch on the surveying point. Windows. Okay. Maybe let's finally do the landscape as well. There. Switch the points on. Landscape. Let's send it over. Okay. So now if we go to D5 and we go to the top left corner here, you see next to the menu there's import. If I click on import and I go to where I've saved my files, I can basically bring them in. So landscape, I click open. Then you can see it's imported there, but you have to click for it to come. So I click and I've got my landscape. But now the reason why I was turning on the surveying point is that you can see that how do we know that all these files are the same place, at the correct survey point coordinates. So I just go onto my inspector here and then I click sync coordinate. So now this will be exactly where it is supposed to be in Revit. But let's switch off this default landscape. Let's go to objects and switch off the terrain here so that we can see ours. Okay. Let's go to import. Let's bring pergola. You can see that I can put the pergola anywhere and just click on the sync coordinates and it will go into where it's supposed to be. Okay, let's go again. Roof, open. Let's bring the roof anywhere, sync coordinate. Okay, let's go to our trusses. We can put it anywhere and we can sync coordinate. Can you see how it jumps to where the roof is? This is quite nice. Okay, let's go to our walls. We can click anywhere and sync coordinates again. Okay, look at that. Okay, I think you have an idea of where this is going. Okay, so even our windows, you can see these are the windows, but if we sync coordinate, our windows did not import properly. Let's delete that because we probably didn't switch on the sync coordinates. Okay, so we've got our windows there. Okay, so now let's imagine that we've got a project and we wanted to create like an exploded axle, an exploded sequence or a sequence animation or a phasing animation for school. Okay, so we've got this building. Maybe we're using the clay mode. Okay, maybe something like this. Or even if we have a material on it, it's fine. We can apply material on it. And so we want to show the trusses sort of animating down. So we'll go to the video. And then in the video, we can click on drop. Then click on our roof. Okay, so we select, if we want to select the two roof, we can select. But let's say we want just that roof. Let's see the other roof. Okay, so we select the roof there. Let's see. Okay. or we can select the main one because it's grouped, right? Remember, it was 2 of them. So if I select the main one and I just say done, now if I play, that roof will come down. Look at that. Okay, so we've done that. Maybe let's do the pergolas. Let's select the pergolas. Let's say done. Let's select the walls. Let's go again to the template. The walls, we want it to come down as well. Select the walls so we can go up, because remember the walls has different, all the type of walls there. So if I go to the top, it will select all the walls there. Okay, say okay. I can drag this, you can see now, and the wall will come, but the wall is coming sort of late. Okay, so let's delete this one. I'm not happy with the wall one. Let's go to animate again, go to wall, and then let's do select everything. Okay, say done. If I play the wall, you can see how the wall comes in. Okay, so now we can do the windows as well, but let's change maybe the template for the windows. Let's say the windows fly in, for example. So we're gonna go to the windows. Let's make sure that we've not selected anything. Okay, like that. Let's do fly in. Okay, so the windows are going to fly in. I'm looking for the windows. So here's the windows. I'll select all the windows and say done. Okay, so now look at the windows. They're going to come in. Look at that. I think this is fantastic. This is really, really, really great. Okay, so let's do the trusses. The trusses, you select everything, done. And so we've done, yeah, and then the landscape. Okay, so let's do the landscape template, drop in, landscape, done. Okay, so now you can see that our sort of timeline here has changed to what we had before. If I click here, switch view, this is what we have before. If I switch there, it comes back. Okay, so this expand for us to be able to edit, you know, our animation thing. So I'm going to sort of pull it up so that I can arrange my sequence. Okay, so maybe I want my foundation, my roof, my landscape first. So like that. Okay, so my landscape come first. Okay, then after my landscape, I would want my walls to come. So I'm going to move my walls there. My walls will come. Okay, then after my walls, maybe I want my windows to pop in. Then after my windows, I want to have my, let's say, my pergolas to come in. My pergolas to come in. Okay, and then I want my where's my roof? This is my roof. Let's see that. Okay, so yeah, so I would want my trusses to come in first before my roof, like that. And now if I play my animation, you can see my beautiful sequencing of my building. I mean, that is fantastic. Just think about what you can do with this in architecture school. Okay, and in all this, I can actually also animate. So as I'm doing this, I can also animate the shot. I can create a shot. So I can add a current view like that. Okay, you see I've added a current view. I can let's say orbit around. Let's close this view. Okay, and then I orbit around, I create. Okay, let's say I do that, I create another view. because I want to be able to create a view that kind of captured from here to here. So for example, if I press play now, you can see that, look, my animation, what I've animated in terms of my view that I want to see, it's included in the template, this sequence, this facing sort of a thing. Okay, so let's go back again there. Okay, and obviously I can change the timing and everything. Okay, so maybe let's add more. I'm just creating any sort of more time frame. Okay, so you can see that we've got quite a lot of time frame now, and look at what is happening now. I think this is fantastic. I really hope you've enjoyed our D5 animation course, and we designed this course in such a way that, you know, it will give you the basic understanding of what to do when you create an animation, and then you allow your imagination basically to run wild. You can just use your imagination to create whatever you want to create, basically based on the principles and understanding from storyboarding to camera movement to phasing. You can basically use this to bring your projects to life. You can use this to express your ideas to your teachers. You can use this to express your ideas to your clients and to your colleagues, you know, about construction, sequencing, detailing, and all those kind of things. I hope you really enjoy our D5 course, and see you in another course. Bye for now.